Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
The sky was an indigo canvas streaked with the faint glow of distant stars, but in the quiet corner of his remote laboratory, Arjun had very little time to appreciate the beauty of the cosmos. As an astrobiologist, he thrived on unraveling the mysteries of the universe, passionately sifting through endless data streams for any hint of extraterrestrial life. Yet, despite his fascination with the stars, tonight felt unusually still, as if the universe was holding its breath. While poring over his latest data analysis, the unexpected rumble of his roof shattered the silence. At first, it was a mere whisper, a light thump that barely registered, but it grew louder, an ominous cacophony that vibrated through the wood beams of his modest home. Arjun's heart raced. The frequency of crashing sounds could only mean one thing. "What the hell?" he muttered, pushing away from his workstation and heading toward the door. The dash outside was filled with confusion, and as he stepped into the cool night air, the craters left by his own rapidly spinning thoughts echoed louder than ever. The roof had sustained damage, pieces of shingle scattered like confetti on the grass, while a smoking mass emerged from the wreckage. As he approached cautiously, squinting through the haze of smoke, a figure began to materialize amidst the debris. Shocked, Arjun halted his advance. There, half-crouched against the remnants of a small metallic craft, was a woman. Her skin shimmered an ethereal greenish hue under the starlight, and her striking features held a mix of beauty and otherworldly allure. "Whoa!" Arjun gasped louder than intended. The woman looked up at him with wide, vibrant eyes that flickered with both defiance and curiosity. "Are you a human?" she asked, her voice musical yet commanding, filled with an accent that hinted at her non-Earth origins. Yes," he replied, taken aback yet captivated. I am. You just crashed into my house." "I did not crash. I landed," she proclaimed, slowly rising to her full height, standing tall and fierce despite the circumstances. "Landed?" Arjun raised an eyebrow. "This looks more like a crash." "Details," she snapped, brushing debris off her body. She took a step toward him, and he noticed the way her presence seemed to radiate authority, even when her clothes, a form-fitting suit covered in strange intergalactic symbols, were tattered. "Who are you?" he inquired, trying to regain his sense of control over the rapidly unfolding event. "I am Fatima, representative of the Torkai Alliance," she said proudly, her voice unwavering. "And I declare myself your galactic wife." Arjun stood frozen for a moment, grappling with the absurdity of the declaration. "Galactic wife? You just crashed into my roof. Don't you think we should, I don't know, discuss this?" Fatima leveled her gaze at him, her intense eyes flickering shades of gold and silver. "That is exactly what I intend to do. You see, it is tradition in my culture to establish a bond with the first human I encounter in times of crisis. And as fate would have it, you are that human." He felt the weight of her words wash over him. While past specifications of alien contact often conjured notions of hostile encounters or scientific exploitation, Fatima's presence sparked something far different, a chance for connection, companionship, and the thrill of the unknown. "All right, Fatima," Arjun said cautiously, feeling his heart rate quicken with both intrigue and anxiety. "Let's sit down and talk about this galactic wife business." As they stepped away from the wreckage of her ship and into the night, Arjun marveled at the extraordinary, unexpected turn his life had taken. The stars twinkled above them, hinting at the adventures and mysteries that awaited. Under the light of 1,000 stars, Arjun and Fatima found a secluded spot away from the wreckage. A small clearing near his home provided a natural bench of soft grass where they could sit, allowing the tension in the air to ease just a little. "What do you mean by galactic wife?" Arjun asked, a mix of curiosity and skepticism swirling in his mind. "As a member of the Torkai Alliance, it is customary for my people to bond with the first intelligent life form we encounter under dire circumstances," Fatima explained, her tone authoritative but softened by a hint of vulnerability. "It is a promise, a pact to share knowledge, strength, and affinities. Affinity, Arjun echoed, trying to process the implications of her words. You mean like a relationship? Indeed, but much more profound, Fatima replied, her expression growing earnest. In a union, we enhance each other's capabilities. My people see unions as essential for survival, not merely romantic, but strategic. Arjun blinked, trying to wrap his mind around the concept. So I'm supposed to help you survive, and perhaps you'll help me. What, become an alien expert? Fatima smirked, recognizing his hesitance as part of the human experience. Point taken. However, be mindful of your doubts, Arjun. The connection can evolve into something beautiful beyond strategy. She rested her chin on her hand, those vibrant eyes still fixed intently on him, and he felt the heat rise from embarrassment. But you don't know me, he interjected. How can you just assume I'm some great catch? I have no doubts, she countered, leaning closer, her presence both intimidating and intoxicating. You may not yet grasp your significance, but in this universe, any bond is worth exploring. As Fatima spoke, Arjun couldn't help but take note of her features, her straight white hair, cascading like silver waterfalls, her radiant skin, dappled with patterns that seemed to shift and glow. There was something enchanting and fierce about her, a contrast to the plush warmth of her demeanor when she wasn't playing the authoritative role of a galactic envoy. That all sounds incredible, Fatima, he said, his voice softer. But what if we're just from two different worlds? Then we draw upon that difference to create a new world, she insisted, now inching even closer. Harmony comes from understanding one another's differences, embracing everything we are. He felt an undeniable pull toward her. Despite the chaos of the situation, the night carried a strange serenade. The rustling leaves, the distant calls of night creatures, and the palpable energetic connection igniting between them. All right, if we're going to explore this. Union, he said hesitantly. What do you actually expect from me? How does this work? Fatima smiled, a curve of lips that sent warmth flooding through him. We will embark on a journey together, one that encompasses understanding, challenge, and intimacy. Each day, as we learn about each other's worlds, we also prepare ourselves for the trials that lie ahead. Trials? Arjun asked, sensing an undercurrent of danger. What do you mean? Fatima's expression shifted. The playful spark dimmed momentarily. What I feared has come to pass. My ship's emergency beacon alerted my people of my crash, and they are not the only ones who have been watching. There may be others who wish to claim me back, pursuers who do not find this union desirable. Arjun took a deep breath, realizing that their fates were intricately entwined, bound not only by curiosity, but also by impending threats. So now it's not just about our bond. We have to keep you safe. Precisely, she confirmed. It is crucial that we work together, for our survival may depend on that bond we create. A rush of adrenaline coursed through him as he acknowledged the daunting path ahead. Then let's make this work, he declared, determination setting his features firm. But you'll need to help me understand you and your people. Let's start there. Fatima's eyes shone like twin stars, dimming as they fell into deep contemplation. Very well, Arjun. I will share my knowledge, but also part of myself. A union is an exchange, after all. It is how we obtain trust. Trust, he mused, feeling both the weight and thrill those words carried. That's what we need in this messy situation. She softened, an understanding forming between them, an intangible thread binding their fates. The night felt electric, swirling around them as they embarked on an extraordinary journey of shared experiences, heartbreaks, joys, and bonds. And somewhere in the depths of space, distant stars flickered in approval of the unfolding connection, a union that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. The night air was cool, wrapped in the lingering scent of earth and grass as Arjun and Fatima settled into a rhythm of conversation. Stars twinkled above them, providing a beautiful canvas for the bizarre meeting blossoming in their midst. Tell me about your world, Fatima, Arjun urged, curiosity pulsing through him like electricity. What's it like to be from the Torkai Alliance? Fatima regarded him thoughtfully. The Torkai home world is beautiful, filled with vast oceans and lush, flowering terrains. Our cities are designed to unite with nature rather than overshadow it. We are a collective species, deeply connected with the planet and each other. Collective. Arjun tilted his head, intrigued. Yes, she continued. We share emotions, experiences, even thoughts through a network resembling a living web. This bond enables us to understand one another intimately, but can complicate romance. Our practices adapt, however, to build stronger individual connections when we find a mate. Wow, that's incredible, he said, imagining bustling cities interwoven with nature. I can't even begin to fathom that level of connection. It can be overwhelming, she admitted, her gaze drifting to the heavens. But it also fosters compassion and empathy. These qualities cultivate strength, making us formidable. As he listened, he began to piece together the undercurrents of her culture, and perhaps the reason for their union's importance. Yet curiosity ignited more questions. And you must have special ways of courting one another then. Fatima chuckled softly, a melody that sent shivers down his spine. Indeed, our courting rituals are rather complex. They involve both mental and physical practices, showcasing skills and the ability to harmonize energies. Physical, Arjun repeated, feeling a flush warm his cheeks, realizing where this discussion might lead. What do you mean by that? Intimacy is a vital part of our bonding, she replied, her voice deepening with significance. To be joined with someone is to literally share our essence, a merging of energies that amplifies both our abilities, making us stronger together. Wow, he breathed, overwhelmed by how foreign, yet enticing, her world felt. That sounds beautiful, but also intense. It is, she said, locking her gaze onto his, holding him captive. But remember, intimacy begins with understanding and respect. It should never feel rushed. He nodded, a swirl of emotions twisting within him, desire, apprehension, and an intoxicating curiosity about what lay ahead. I want to understand, Fatima. I genuinely do. Then we shall explore this journey together, she said, fiercely earnest. But first, I must know more about your world and perspective. Arjun took a breath, regaining his composure as he pondered which threads of his life to share. Well, Earth is a bit chaotic at the moment, he began. We're facing environmental issues and struggles for power. Sometimes, it feels like society is trying to divide us rather than unite. Connection can seem hard to find. Fatima listened intently, a frown slowly tempting the corners of her lips. That sounds tragic. More than ever, unity is essential for survival, more so on a planet like yours where the struggles grow fierce. Absolutely, he agreed, feeling their discussion shift to more profound themes. We have this saying, we are stronger together, but in practice, it often falls by the wayside. Fatima tilted her head, acknowledging his words. Perhaps we can change that. Our union, I believe, will not only enhance our individualities, but could also teach valuable lessons about bridging cultures. Arjun felt a sense of hope blossom amidst the heavy truths they had shared. I want to learn more about your people, your customs. Please, teach me. The playful spark returned to Fatima's eyes. Very well. Let's start with a simple Torkai custom. It is called the Dance of Understanding. It symbolizes our willingness to connect across barriers. Dance, Arjun chuckled, trying to suppress the sudden image of awkward leg movements. Sure, I'm all in. With 2 left feet, it'll be interesting. Fatima laughed softly, her laughter inviting and warm. Fear not. It is not a mere physical dance, but a union of energies, emotion, intentions, thoughts. You will feel it, and the movements will come naturally. Okay, show me the way then, Arjun said as a rush of excitement surged through him. Fatima stood, stretching her arms gracefully under the canopy of stars, indicating for him to do the same. Close your eyes and breathe, she instructed, her voice a soothing cadence. Feel the air around us. We are part of its flow. Arjun followed her instructions, letting his senses awaken. The cool breeze brushed against his skin, and he slowly let the stresses of his day drift away. "Like this," he murmured. "Exactly. Now, open yourself to the energy surrounding you," she encouraged, swaying gently. As he followed her movements, Arjun felt a shift within him, a wondrous opening to the universe that underscored Fatima's unity philosophy. It was a dance, but not of rhythms. Instead, it became an expression of their essences merging within the night. "Feel the energy of the earth beneath us, our connection with each other and the cosmos," Fatima whispered, moving closer as she guided him, buoyed by an invisible thread. Their movements were clumsy yet invigorating, filled with laughter that melded the tension. The minutes slipped away, but to Arjun, they felt like an eternity. Boundless warmth enveloped him, and he surrendered to the sensation, allowing vulnerability to seep through his defenses. As they completed the dance, Fatima's eyes shimmered with a knowing spark. "This is the essence of our bond, an appreciation of our differences, a commitment to understanding. Together, we create harmony." In that moment, Arjun felt the gravity of her words wash over him. It was an awe-inspiring reality he had never anticipated, one that would shatter the confines of his mundane existence. "Thank you for sharing that with me," he said, breathless and transformed. "I never imagined this moment could hold such depth." Fatima smiled softly, her expression shifting from joy to contemplation. "But we must remain vigilant, Arjun. My pursuers will not linger long. Our connection must be shielded from those who threaten it." "They are coming, aren't they?" he asked, understanding now that their time together was limited. "What can we do to prepare?" Her gaze grew fierce, a warrior's resolve igniting within her. "We will train together. You must learn to harness your human strengths, and in turn, I will share my abilities with you. The union is not simply a bond. It can be our greatest weapon." "Then let's get to work," Arjun declared, determination surging through him. The adventure was only beginning. The following days blurred together in a whirlwind of learning and training. Arjun found himself immersed in a realm of knowledge that expanded his understanding not only of Fatima's world, but also of his own capabilities. Each morning, as dawn broke, they would meet at the clearing beneath the ancient oak trees, and each session revealed more of their strengths and vulnerabilities. "Today, we focus on mental fortitude," Fatima announced one morning, her voice confident and reassuring. "It is essential that you learn to control your thoughts, as they can serve as both allies and adversaries." "Control my thoughts?" Arjun echoed, a skeptical eyebrow raised. "Are you saying I'll need to meditate or something?" "Precisely." Her smile widened, and the way her eyes sparked a warmth within him. "This practice will help us synchronize our energies. Close your eyes." As he obliged, he felt a wave of calm wash over him, the world disappearing as he focused on his breath. "Inhale deeply. Feel the air fill your lungs, then release it slowly." Fatima guided him. "Visualize the bond between us, an essence that flows like water, warm and unwavering." He imagined a glowing thread, vibrant and alive, connecting their souls. The more he immersed himself, the more he sensed the world around him shifting, the whispers of the trees, the soft rustle of the grass. "Now reach out." Fatima's voice seemed to resonate as if it were coming from inside him. "Feel my energy." To his surprise, he noticed a pulse, faint at first, but it grew stronger as if responding to his acknowledgement. It was exhilarating, a blend of warmth and strength that filled the void with something vibrant. "What do you feel?" she asked, curiosity threading her tone. "I feel you," he replied, amazed. "Your energy. It's like an aura surrounding me. It's comforting." "Good," Fatima encouraged. "This connection allows us to amplify each other's strengths. Should a threat approach, we can synchronize and channel our powers." "Powers?" he inquired, intrigued. "What kind of powers do you possess?" Her brows lifted with a playful challenge. "In time, you'll see. But first, we need to solidify the mental bond between us." Hours passed as they practiced, and Arjun began to unveil the true depths of their connection, the shared emotions, the unspoken words that danced in the air as they honed their skills. Yet, beneath the surface, tension simmered, an unspoken awareness of the threat lurking in the shadows. Later, as twilight descended upon them, Fatima broke the silence that had settled like a heavy curtain. "We should discuss coming battles." Arjun took a deep breath, feeling a knot form in his stomach. "Right. I've been thinking about that. Who exactly is pursuing you, Fatima?" "The Zalthari," she said simply, her expression shifting to one of solemnity. "They are opportunistic marauders, notorious across galaxies for hunting down those who choose to escape traditional bonds." "Traditional bonds?" he repeated, incredulous. "You mean arranged marriages, right?" "Yes," she affirmed, her tone grave. "When I rejected the arranged marriage proposed by a Zalthari warlord, I became a target. They seek to claim me, both for their own interests and to send a message. A union like ours is seen as a challenge to their authority. They would not hesitate to eliminate you either." "Me?" Arjun felt a surge of adrenaline chip away at the nagging fear. "So, you mean if they find us, they'll come hunting?" Fatima nodded, determination widening her eyes. "That is why we must train. We must be prepared to defend not only our bond, but also our lives." He glanced into the distance, realizing that their quiet lives had transformed overnight into an epic struggle for survival. "What's the plan, then?" "Tomorrow we shall begin physical training," she stated, her voice firm. "I will teach you to harness your rapid reflexes while enhancing your endurance." "Physical training it is, then," he replied, determined to rise to the challenge. "Hopefully my 2 left feet come in handy." Fatima laughed softly, and the tension eased momentarily. All skills are useful in their own way. Even the clumsiest dancer can learn to be graceful when attuned to the rhythm of their surroundings. As night enveloped them, they sat side by side under the vast sky, letting the heaviness of the day settle into the quiet. Arjun glanced sideways at Fatima, finding comfort in the shared silence, an intimacy developing that spoke volumes. "Thank you for bringing this into my life," he said softly, feeling a warmth pooling in his chest. "This has been more than I ever anticipated." "You are welcome, Arjun. It is my honor to connect with you," she replied, and he could hear the sincerity in her voice. Before he knew it, the stars were shining brighter than ever, and the bonds that tethered them grew stronger. Held by an invisible force, they leaned ever closer, their sides brushing against one another, hearts racing as they recognized a shared desire to protect their newfound connection. The sun rose, casting golden rays across the clearing as Arjun and Fatima prepared for their training. They quickly settled into a routine, but today held a significance that made the air feel charged with anticipation. "Arjun, before we commence physical training, we must talk about the concept of mating in my culture," Fatima began, her gaze sincere. "Mating?" he repeated, a blush creeping up his cheeks. Though he felt a flutter of excitement, he was acutely aware of the gravity in her tone. "What do you mean?" "In the Torkai Alliance, mating is more than a physical union. It is an exchange of energies and life forces. It signifies a deep commitment, an intertwining of souls," she explained, her eyes reflecting the weight of her words. "In our culture, it becomes an essential aspect of bonding." Arjun's heart raced. "So, it's not just about physical attraction? There's more to it." "Exactly. Physical intimacy serves as a gateway to deeper understanding," she replied. "The first time we mate, it establishes our connection for life. It is a powerful experience that enhances our abilities, both individually and together." A wave of thoughts flooded his mind. He couldn't deny his attraction to her, but the idea of mating felt monumental, carrying implications far beyond a mere fling. "And what does this ritual entail?" he asked cautiously. "It begins with the dance of unity, which symbolizes our willingness to bond," Fatima explained. "Then we proceed to the physical act of mating, where I will guide you through the experience to ensure it's mutual and respectful." "Tonight," he whispered, a mix of eagerness and nervousness bubbling within him. "Yes," she affirmed, a soft smile playing on her lips. "But first, we must train today. Learning to defend ourselves is equally important." The energy shifted, and as they began their physical training, he found strength in the movements they practiced. They sparred together, Fatima demonstrating techniques that flowed like poetry, teaching him agility, speed, and the importance of anticipating his opponent's actions. Hours flew by, and as twilight crept in, Fatima finally paused, a sheen of perspiration glistening on her skin. "You've done well, Arjun. You are a quick learner." "Thanks. I feel stronger already," he said, adrenaline coursing through him. "But tonight, I can't shake this feeling that the weight of what's coming is intense." Fatima reached out, her hand brushing against his arm, sending electricity pulsing through him. "Together, we will face whatever comes. This mating ritual will solidify our commitment, provide strength against the challenges ahead." Arjun swallowed hard, a mixture of fear and anticipation knotting in his stomach. The thought of merging their essences, both physically and emotionally, felt monumental but exhilarating. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of purple and orange, they prepared for the night's ritual. They chose a secluded spot near a tranquil pond, where the water mirrored the glittering stars above. "Ready?" Fatima asked, her tone shifting to one of softness laced with excitement. "I am," he replied, heart pounding as they began the dance of unity once more. This time the air was thick with anticipation, each movement weaving their energies together with purpose. As the final note rang in the silence, Fatima pulled him closer, her eyes locking onto his with a depth that drowned out the world around them. "This moment is essential. You understand what this means, yes?" "Yes. It's about our bond," he replied, feeling every part of him respond to her energy. "It's about becoming one." With a gentle hand on his cheek, she leaned in, and their lips met, igniting the spark that had been simmering since their first encounter. The kiss deepened, and Arjun felt the boundaries that defined them as individuals begin to dissolve. In the quiet of the night, they surrendered to the depths of their connection, embarking on a journey that transcended physicality. The mating ritual was not simply about the act. It was a fierce acknowledgement of their evolving relationship, a testament to their commitment amid the chaos surrounding them. Time seemed to stand still as they engaged in the intimate dance of attraction, energies interwoven, drawing from each other's strengths. They explored the raw beauty of vulnerability and acceptance, forging an unbreakable bond that anchored them against the challenges of the universe. As they dedicated themselves to one another, their hearts beat as one, a promise made beneath the stars. The following days after their mating ritual felt surreal. Arjun and Fatima were enveloped in a tranquil bliss, yet the shadow of the Zalthari threat loomed like dark clouds over a sunny day. Their bond had intensified, and with every moment spent together, they felt the combined strength of their energies, a potent ally against whatever challenges lay ahead. In the clearing where they often trained, they practiced combat techniques alongside sharing thoughts and emotions, uncovering the intricacies of their respective cultures. While Fatima taught him techniques born from her people's ancient traditions, Arjun contributed insights from human experience, merging his knowledge in unexpected ways. Arjun had become more than a student. He was now a partner woven firmly into the fabric of Fatima's life, her galactic mate, as she had declared. But with growing strength came the inevitable confrontation. Whispers spread through the cosmos, and soon the Zalthari had tracked her down. Their ominous presence chipped away at the sanctuary they had created. "Fatima," Arjun said one evening as they prepared their defenses, "what's our plan when they arrive?" She met his gaze steadily. "We will prepare for battle. But remember, our connection is our greatest weapon. We have trained for this. Trust in our abilities, and trust in one another." Time fled, and soon the distant shadows of ships appeared on the horizon, casting an ominous pall over the night. The air crackled with tension as the Zalthari ships descended toward the planet, their dark silhouettes glinting under the moonlight. "Stay close to me," Fatima instructed as they prepared to face the encroaching danger. The unwavering strength she radiated reassured him, solidifying the bond that had become second nature. As the ships landed, figures cloaked in shadows emerged, led by a towering Zalthari warlord, his presence radiating a deep-seated menace. "So, you have chosen to bind yourself to this human," the warlord sneered, his voice dripping with disdain. "Do you think that an alliance with a weakling can challenge the Zalthari?" "Strength comes in many forms," Fatima replied, her voice steady, unfaltering as she stood beside Arjun. "Our bond empowers us. The connection forged between our worlds is stronger than any force you command." "He's not even worthy," the warlord roared, indicating to Arjun. "You will abandon this union and return to us, or you will face the consequences." Arjun felt the weight of that threat, but alongside it simmered a hardening resolve. "I will not let you take her," he declared, finding strength in their shared bond, like an unyielding shield. "Fatima is not just some prize to be won. She's my partner." With a defiant look of determination, Fatima stepped closer. "Together we are powerful, and we will not let fear dictate our fates." At that moment, the energy shifted. The very air around them seemed to hum with anticipation. In their hearts, they sensed it, the profound connection they had drawn from one another. Their energies wrapped tightly together, forming an impenetrable barrier. Without warning, the Zalthari warlord lunged forward, initiating a brutal assault. But Arjun and Fatima moved as one, a beautiful choreography born from shared training. They anticipated each other's movements, countering with fluid precision. As the battle raged on, they fought side by side, the echoes of their union amplifying their strengths, illuminating the depths of their commitment. Arjun's senses heightened, each attack empowered by Fatima's energy flowing through him, while every defensive maneuver resonated with her trusting presence beside him. The fight was fierce, with Fatima unleashing otherworldly powers that sent ripples through the fabric of reality, while Arjun channeled his human resilience in ways he had never imagined. Slowly but steadily, they turned the tide against the warlord and his ruthless forces. Finally, when Fatima unleashed a surge of energy so powerful it pushed the Zalthari back, the warlord staggered, caught off guard. Sensing their moment to strike, Arjun leaped forward, using everything he had learned to disarm the threat. "Enough!" the warlord cried, fury and disbelief etched across his face. "You cannot win." "Together we can," Arjun replied, forcing the warlord to his knees, securing their victory. "You will not break what we have built." With their triumph achieved, the Zalthari forces retreated, the remnants of their power scattered into the night. As quiet returned, Arjun turned to Fatima, breathing heavily but overwhelmed with lightness. "We did it," he murmured, adrenaline still thrumming through his veins. Fatima's eyes sparkled with pride and love, her energy radiating warmth as she closed the distance between them. "We faced them together, as partners and as mates. Everything we've forged has made us strong." In the aftermath, they stood bathed in moonlight, the world around them steeped in peace. "Fatima," he began, searching for the words to articulate the depth of his emotions. "We may have started as something unexpected, but now I realize I cannot imagine my life without you." Fatima reached for his hand, intertwining their fingers, a tangible symbol of their bond. "Nor can I, Arjun. Together, we will explore the universe, and I will introduce you to all the wonders of the Torkai. Our adventure has only begun." As they stood together, hearts entwined, stars shimmered above, casting their light upon the uncharted territories ahead, a promise of the endless journeys that awaited them. No longer two beings from disparate worlds, but one united by love and understanding in the vast expanse of the cosmos. And so, beneath the heavens, their story became a testament to the extraordinary power of connection, a narrative woven through the tapestry of different galaxies, claiming their place in the universe as partners, mates, and explorers of all that lay ahead.